Okay, everybody, let's recap the lesson. I'm on page 475. We're talking about multiple translations of the absolute value graph. Okay, so let's just start here. We know that the absolute value graph, f of x, is going to be the plain old v. Okay, f of x, there it is. We know it's the v. Okay, and what we're going to do is several translations together. So this is a formula. A is the amplitude. It tells us whether it's dilated or a vertical stretch or shrink. D is a translation up or down. It's the number on the outside. Anything on the inside is always the opposite. So if it's a minus, it means the opposite direction. So it's a horizontal shift. So it's an opposite of a horizontal shift. So I wrote that down in our notes, that A is the amplitude or vertical shift. And our D is a vertical stretch. D is a vertical shift. C is a horizontal shift, and always the opposite. And if it's a negative A, it's a reflection over the x-axis, or it's a flip. So we looked at our first example, and our first example was m of x is 2 times f of x minus 1. So there's two things going to happen. So first we drew the original function, just the absolute value of x. Okay, 0, 0, up 1 over 1, and then it's the v. Okay, then we moved it to the right one, and then we made it twice as tall. We changed the slope to up 2 over 1, okay? Then we discussed whether or not you had to do the slope first and then move it, and we decided it didn't matter if you did this first, the stretch, and then the shift, or we talked about the fact that if you do the shift and then the stretch, and it doesn't really matter, okay? When you do the math, though, they're going to ask you to do one at a time. The order is not important, as long as it'll get us to the same place, okay? So then we looked at the next page, and we graphed some of these, okay? Knowing that f of x was the absolute value of x, we graphed this one. We know the vertex is at negative 2, 2, because it's the opposite of the inside. And then we found the vertex. We knew the slope was 1/2, so it's half as tall, and there is our graph. We looked at w of x, so first of all, we know the vertex opposite of the inside, so we went back 3 and up 1, so we went to negative 3, 1, and we know we have a vertical stretch of up 2 over 1. We then looked at the last one, which has 3 different translations. First of all, we went and we took it to negative 3, 1. It's got to be the opposite. That's where the vertex is. We knew we had to flip it over the x-axis, and it has a slope of down 2 over 1. Okay, and that's what we got. So that was the lesson for today. Homework was a worksheet, and we had a math that you had to do as well on Unit 5, 1-5. Okay, that's all I have.